here, okay? What do you want from us?
How much more do you want from me? And we're back.
Hello, girls. We're back.
And we're back. We're back.
And we're back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Cha-cha-cha. Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Taylor.
And Toya.
This is the Heaux Bag. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite streaming platform and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at _Heaux Bag. That's _HEAUXBAG. Keep up with our shenanigans. Bye. Bye. This is the Heaux Bag reporting live.
Heaux Bag reporting live.
We're back. We're talking about all this bullshit.
Heaux Bag with Crime TV.
Wait, can you hear me? Right?
Wait, what's the what you call it?
Oh, I turned it off.
What's the Law and Order? Dum dum
Dun 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 dun.
dum dum. Heaux Bag reporting live from crime scene.
Toya, I'm here. This is Taylor reporting live. We're talking about Kanye's bullshit today.
And we're back.
And we're back. Okay, so today's episode is called Breaking All the Rules. Now, this title came from the movie called Breaking All the Rules, when the guy was talking about to be in love, you have to be insane. And I don't know if y'all remember, it was Jamie Foxx and I think it was Nia Long. But he was like, if I'm crazy, then in love, then I'll be able to bite through my hand. Y'all remember that? And so like towards like the number one first rule of nature is safety, and it won't allow you to break through your skin. So he was trying to prove that he was crazy, and by the end of the movie, he ends up biting through his hand. Yeah, it's an old black movie. Y'all just whatever. Anywho,
if a man ever bites through his hand to show me he loves me, I will call the police.
Leave.
You going to jail. You going to jail. You going to jail. For real.
People think that shit's cute though.
Nah, that shit ain't nothing cute about that. Because if you gonna bite through your hand, I can only imagine what you're gonna do to me.
Bitch, you gonna leave me? I love you.
Bite your damn ear off.
Okay. Let's
get into Twitter news. Boom, boom, doom, 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 doom. Boom, boom. So, from complex.com, man shoots up party after no one would sing happy birthday to his girlfriend. I need me a man like that.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. That's giving toxic. It's giving, why did you invite me to this shit? I couldn't sing because I was eating my leftover chip. What the fuck? I know. I didn't look. Well, you know.
Well, I mean, imagine if it's your birthday and just nobody's singing and he's like this.
But you know what I'm imagining happened? Because if everybody came to this person's birthday, right, and the music was loud, people was high, they was drinking, they was eating, they probably didn't hear them say, "Let's sing happy birthday."
Come on now, the cake came out, the candles is lit. You know what time it is.
Well, was it a video?
Boom. No.
I'm about to say, he probably was high and just wasn't paying attention.
Light that shit up, boo. For real. Just one shot in the air. Girl, just get everybody's attention.
Relationship goals. Lies.
That really be people goals, though. That's crazy.
It is crazy because, speaking of crazy, your boy, who is now legally single and is still fighting for the mother of his 4 children, but also has a girlfriend on the side that looked just like his baby mama, Kanye West, is relationship goals for some people, and then he's crazy for some other people. That's freaking wild. Everybody's just watching Kanye and acting like he's not doing stuff that would lead to a murder. Bitch, I love you. Like... Or what's your take on it? Because you look unimpressed.
I'm so torn. I love Kanye. So this is my take on it. You
love somebody.
I'm gonna condense it because I was literally just talking about this last night. I think that once again, people are always preaching therapy. Now, accountability. At a certain point, for years after your mom passed away, there is no end date for grieving. I will say that. His mom passed away. For everybody that saw the documentary, you can see how much his mom poured into him. You know, Kanye, you're the best, you're this, you're that, whatever. And Kim has always been his friend, so that's how they ended up forming a relationship. Now, when we talk about red flags, Kim, you've seen how he treated Amber. You've seen how he's treated other women in the past, but you still wanted him. You also, I don't know if manipulate is the right word, but for lack of better words, you kind of maybe manipulated the situation because he was spiraling downhill after his mom died. And you chose to be his backbone and support him through that.
This is not a Kim versus Kanye.
I didn't say it was. I'm just trying to put things into perspective as far as people keep calling Kanye crazy. I think he was really attached to his mom, and Kim came in from titty to titty.
But does that not go from what we discussed in the past? It's like, okay, just because you have experienced all this trauma and all this sadness and hurt and pain in your life, does that give you a green light to go ahead and keep doing this to other people?
Like I said, accountability. You're right.
Who to fuck with? Kanye knows who he can get away with that shit with.
You're right.
And side note, Kanye need a black woman. No, he don't. No, he does not. First of all, we don't need to be we're trying to get us away from dealing with that shit, first of all. Secondly, Kanye needs to just stop. Like I'm not saying he's crazy because when Mr. Prince stepped to him, he was all besties with Drake after that. So he knows when to chill out. I think he just knows how far he can take it with certain people. He tried Jay-Z for a little bit, and that didn't go very far. He knows who he can play with. So I don't like that he's taking advantage of the mother of his children. Now, if this was just Amber Rose, because Amber goes back and forth with it, I'm okay. If this was Kim before the 4 kids, I'd have been okay with it. But I'm like, now you're showing your daughter, oh, this is love. And if he talked to you like, but then when North dates somebody in 15, 16 years, and then she's allowing him to talk to her like that and treat her like that, he's going to be like, oh, don't ever let nobody talk to you like that. Oh, but you talk to mommy like that.
Backpedaling like D.L. Hughley, but that's a different situation.
But you know what I'm saying? So I was like, he knows because he's his kid's biggest fan. So I don't buy that. I think he's just toxic at some point. And like speaking of, you were talking about women know what they're getting into. All these ladies that he keeps trying to flaunt on the internet, and they're like, yeah, I'm his new girlfriend. Y'all dumb as hell. Like he loves Kim. Like I would just play my role unless he's paying them.
It looks like that's what they're doing though, because even the first one that he broke up with on Valentine's Day or something like that, she came out and said he basically boosted her ratings or some shit. I don't think she cared. She didn't. She came out and said that. So
okay.
And the other one looked like a bootleg Kim, literally a bootleg Kim, literally a bootleg Kim.
I don't know.
I really hope that kind of like what you said, this love, I don't think I want it. I don't never want to be that deep in love to where I just lose it. I don't know if it's the fact that he got so wrapped up in her, or I don't know, or maybe it's you don't know what you really got till it's gone. I don't know.
It's giving to me the way I described savior complex and creating these scenarios. Last episode, I think because he'll say, oh, without me, you wouldn't have had your image as boosted as me. Without me, you wouldn't be this. Without me, you wouldn't have these. He's always leading without me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, did you think so little of me when you got with me? Why the fuck would I take you back? Secondly, he just likes to be the number one. She lets him get away with so much. So he likes being in that type of position to where she is someone of power. She's not just like regular, I don't know, Amber Rose to say, only because Amber Rose isn't as powerful, quote unquote, as Kim. So he can walk over Amber, but like knowing that he could walk over someone that is well respected, quote unquote, and has these ties with Kris Jenner and all that stuff, I think it makes him feel better. He's like, I can walk over these simple bitches.
Simple they are. Simple they are.
But is not everybody, is that not what we talked about before? Having a savior complex, surrounding yourself by people who are simple and not people that challenge you?
Yep.
It's a fucked up narcissistic thing. Now, I will say this about Kanye, because I know it sounds like I'm giving you one perspective. I don't care for the way he behaves. He is very ambitious. He's very hardworking, very talented, very intelligent. So you cannot take that away from anybody. But your behavior got to be held accountable, buddy. Like, you got to be responsible. The same way Trump needs to be responsible for the way that he talks to people and inspires people to riot and all that shit.
Another Gemini.
Something wrong. You see a pattern here? Something wrong with you niggas.
You know what? I saw a post on Facebook where this guy was like, women, y'all don't know what y'all want. First, y'all say y'all want a man to fight for y'all and fight for the relationship. And then Kanye is exhibiting that he's fighting for the relationship. Then you're going to turn around and say that he's doing too much and you need healthy boundaries and A, B, C, D, and E.
Is there not appropriate way to fight for something?
How would you fight for your relationship if you were a man and you were and you're in the spotlight too? Because I think that makes a huge difference.
Jay-Z
I do not agree with
relationship, and we didn't.
Jay-Z got punched for his.
But what I'm saying is, it wasn't displayed all over Instagram. He didn't create an Instagram to go on and embarrass Beyonce.
Though Beyonce and Jay-Z aren't even like them, so let's dumb it down a lot.
But what I'm saying is, there's other ways to handle it.
How would you handle it in the spotlight?
Me personally. I wouldn't put it in the spotlight. It's not.
No, I mean, you're somebody that's in the spotlight. Paparazzi's always around you.
Let me tell you something. After knowing that Kylie Jenner hid a pregnancy, Rihanna hid a pregnancy, as long as they did, you choose when the spotlight's on you.
I wish I would hide a pregnancy from ASAP. ASAP. If you want somebody to flaunt the pregnancy, just come on down to
No, but what I'm saying is they choose. Kanye literally goes into hiding for years and then comes out when he wants to be seen. He knows how to control the media. And I love it. Again,
I love it.
Intelligent as fuck.
He really is.
But at the same time, he knows he went out to purposely, he set his intentions out to humiliate his ex-wife. So again, there are ways to go about doing things. Drake hid a kid for 3 years.
You know what though? Okay, so boom. I think there's always three sides to a story. There was one post that Kanye had put where he was like, you won't let me see my kids and da-da-da-da-da-da. Regardless of how he's acting, because I don't know what happens behind closed doors, right? It really just reminds me at the end of the day, they're really just a baby mom and a baby daddy with baby mama, baby daddy drama with money, and they're in the spotlight. Because that reminds me of what niggas call bitter baby mamas that keep the kids from them because they want. So what if he was just beefing with her and she took it out on him by holding the kids away because of her beef that she got with him? So I would spaz out too. Fuck you, hoe. I'm going on every goddamn so fuck you.
We see Sierra and Russell and
Future.
Oh yeah, all them niggas co-parent. They only talk when they want to about a specific kid. Again, this nigga's smart. He knows how to get at her. And I think it was fucked up.
But like I said, it's fucked up. Let's not say that it's not. But I was saying that in a specific post, he was talking about how she was keeping the kids from him, wasn't telling him about the birthday and all that stuff. So I think in a certain sense, there's a lot of people that do preach, okay, don't keep your kids away. Whatever you have between or against this man, I don't know, like, don't not let him see the kids or whatever.
I don't agree with that because he was at the birthday party acting up.
Finally, he got to do that though. But she after all of that,
like when you know,
I don't know what happens behind closed doors though, because he must know her. Because I don't know.
And at the same time,
I ain't never liked them hoes.
Always, and this is just again looking on the outside in, knowing his personality. I gotta tell him at the last minute. Same way, okay, the same exact way he texts, hey, give me Kim's number, and then posted that shit. Like, she knew he could have gotten it. So she was just like, I need 10 minutes of fucking peace. Like, so I'm going to change my number. Knowing that her ratchet-ass cousin was going to give it to him for free.
Not the ratchet cousin.
You just got to be a bird-ass cousin to go do some shit like that. To me, you thirsty. You want please take him. You want my man, please take him. Have him.
I thought, no, it's a dude that gave him the number. So on to another Gemini. Caesar from Black Ink had tweeted, or I think it's an Instagram. I don't know. Me and Kanye both need therapy because he ain't doing shit wrong in my eyes. Good morning. If you not a Gemini or family friends with a Gemini, you will never understand us. I don't see what Ye is doing wrong. It's a Gemini thing. 100. I ain't gonna lie. When he first was doing that, I was like, you fight for your relationship, Kanye. So maybe we are a little thrown off. I want somebody to fight for me, but that's what I mean. Okay, so like, what is the healthy boundary when it comes to fighting for your relationship? Like, what is it? Like, what crosses the line?
At some point, you have to know. At some point, you have done too much, and this is not something you could turn around. Right? You have to know that people are not property, and they are
Absolutely.
allowed to leave whenever they want. And so when you have crossed the boundaries of somebody, we don't know what Kim's dealing with. We don't know if mentally she can handle, one more spaz from whatever he's going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's even in friendships and any other type. When you get to, your job and you keep fucking up, you're like, I'll do better again. I'll show up on time. I'll produce more. And then they're just like, I don't have any more energy to take any more time out on you. So there's no way you can just continue to fight for something when the other party is not willing to fight with you. You can fight for it all you want. A healthy way would have been a while ago when he was spazzing. I want to say when we first started seeing him spazz out with the whole slavery was a choice thing, and she was like trying to get him back to take his meds or whatever was going on. I don't know. I think once he would have calmed down from that, they could have said, okay, how do we get back on space? Because this was a lot for me. If she would have been transparent up front, like, ooh, I know you're going through this, but this is a lot for me to deal with. I think that could have been a healthy conversation that they could have started working towards something. And he probably, knowing his type of personality, was like, the bitch ain't leaving me. I got 4 of her kids. We stuck. And who else she gonna find better than me? He's got that God complex, like nobody put you on a Javinci. Nobody, wanted to marry you after 3 niggas. Like he probably thought so little of her that she was just like, he probably was saying it to her, knowing him, that she probably was like, you know what? I'm writing this as a note for when I'm finally ready to leave. These are the reasons I don't need to go back. So
I don't know, because then again, like I said, and I really did used to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She was his best friend, though. So before all of this,
Kim got 30
they were best friends.
They got 30 best friends.
But what I mean is, like you know your nigga, though. So she knew all of this before.
You've never had to experience. It's one thing to know somebody, and it's another thing to actually live through the trauma. It's like, oh, okay. I could deal with, what we say, I cry in a Lambo until you got to sit in that Lambo, and you're like, man, fuck this Lambo. The Honda didn't look that bad. It got me from point A to point Z. And it just depends on where you are in your mental health. And I think that's when we talk about in the last episode, I was like, we both are people pleasers. We both like to listen to people. And I got to a breaking point. I'm not dealing with certain shit anymore. Granted, I do need to start dealing with some stuff again. But there's a point where some people are just like, I literally can't handle it because your mental health always seems to come first and mine gets to be put on the back burner. I'm going to have a stroke in the next 10 years if I keep just worrying about you. I don't like this life anymore. So we don't know. And again, I am not a fan of the Kardashians, but this is just me looking at them as an example. And I'm not a hater of Kanye, but this is an example of some shit that I personally wouldn't tolerate. I'd rather do it myself. Because guess what? Kim make her own money. What does she need from him? Like, if she never worked another day in her life, what does she need from him from the points that he put out?
Kanye dick must be slapping.
I don't know. I don't know. Because if I got to stick my finger in a nigga's ass to make him come, I'm just...
Wait, what?
Remember Amber was like, you just mad because I'm not here to play with your booty anymore.
Woo!
And they seem like some freaks. I mean, when you get to that point of celebrity, like you hear about people doing extra freaky stuff.
You're right.
And
we were kind of talking about, we were talking about healthy boundaries, and then also he's displaying dangerous behavior, which we have seen just from watching TV shows, from watching other crime shows unfold when it comes to like O.J. Simpson and Nicole. The glove did fit, but hey, he had a hell of an attorney.
We just needed a win at that point in time.
All the news was like, yeah, woo! But
we really needed a W. OJ is a fucked up individual. Orenthal juice. Simpson.
Then, so I was watching another crime show. I don't know. I hope he doesn't hurt her. I really hope he doesn't do that.
I don't think he would. But these are
you can't put nothing past nobody. That shit's crazy.
Some behaviors we start to see, and it's just like, they're put on the spotlight. But when we typically look at relationships that have gone south, it was just like, oh, he shot up the thing for my birthday, or that one video with the girl. He was like, "Say you gonna have my baby," and she was like, "What?"
That was wild.
But everybody was laughing in the video
that
when he started
so
shooting
wild.
at her, and then when he accidentally shoots her in the face or something crazy, and then people are like, I didn't know, or I didn't know he was crazy that one time. We are seeing the signs unfold on, on TV or in the spotlight, and it's haha whatever until something seriously happens.
And I said something about DL Hughley because I don't know if you guys saw the little interview he did, but he was talking about Kanye, and he was just like, we are watching it unfold and everybody's laughing, and I don't think shit is funny.
Ain't shit funny.
I think we as a society need to take this more serious, because this is the signs that you see before things get dangerous, before he starts hurting somebody, whether it be Pete or whether it be Kim. And I think the number one cause of when you're in a relationship and somebody hurts somebody else, it's jealousy and envy. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he's physically seeing her with somebody else, you never know what the fuck is triggering in somebody else's head.
And didn't he make a video recently of Pete being buried in a grave?
Whatever he did, he kept deleting stuff, so I didn't see it.
But my thing is, he knows.
Yeah.
You're just playing because it's funny. Now, if me and you did some stuff like that,
we going to jail.
We're going to jail, but I'm saying it's like, oh, they just crazy, and we don't influence millions of people. And I'm gonna always take it back to Trump, because Trump was just Proud Boys, get him, made me so proud. And then we saw the shit that unfolded. Had that been not a group of a bunch of white people, how many deaths? I think there was only 6 people that died at the Capitol that day. How many deaths would have happened? Because the police would have shot our black asses.
Absolutely.
For showing up for Obama or showing up for Joe. Well, black people showing up for Joe. But anywho, like, you got to be careful of some of the stuff like that. And when you have a certain amount of influence, Kanye might not do it. Somebody else might do it on his behalf.
And that's what DL was saying as well.
Even the women that love, I wish Kanye would treat me like that. They could, if they got a hold of North at school. You got kids involved now. You know what I'm saying? You got to be conscious of some of the stuff you do. Ain't nobody fucking with my baby. Okay, but when you ain't around, who gonna fuck with her? Who? And then I'm thinking about, he has 2 boys, right? What if they grow up and they turn into these fucking maniacs? These little rich, spoiled ass niggas. You can't tell me nothing. My daddy Kanye.
Yeah.
There's consequences.
We seen your mama fucking on the internet. That's what his friends gonna say.
He gonna be like, I'm not entertaining this.
Oh, but no, trying to pull it back to another serious note, but I don't know. I'm still on the fence with Kanye, only because I would love to hear or see somebody come forward and say, I was Kanye's therapist. Did he ever go to therapy? Like, that's the one missing piece that I haven't heard. I seen Nick Cannon. He did an interview as well, and he said he knew Kanye before he got in the car accident, and that he had his mouth wired shut and all that. He said after, he finally healed and everything, he told Nick, I feel like I'm on borrowed time. And every day after that, he's been a different person, because he said, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, because my days are numbered. Everybody's days are numbered on this earth. And I do live by that. That is one of my mottos. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
That was 20 years ago?
However, he still he stands by that, which he's correct. We are on borrowed time. Yeah, you cannot live your life thinking that tomorrow's promised, because it's not.
And I think you can say whatever you want, but you have to deal with the consequences.
Absolutely. I just, once again, I'm seeing all these people that knew him come forward and talk about things that he said. I really wonder, did this man go to therapy? Like, after your mom died, that's a traumatic experience. After, you had kids and you have relationship problems. That's what I'm saying. Like, hopefully that man goes to therapy if he hasn't, because clearly it's needed. Like, what's your outlet? It can't be goddamn Instagram.
Most people don't, and I think the people I was trying to target with this audience was just women sitting in those types of relationships. Those women don't go to therapy. Men don't go to therapy. In the black community, we don't see a lot of us going to therapy, period. So the average person probably isn't going to therapy, especially if they think that shit's cute. They just like, oh, okay, I'm here, whatever. And they get their therapy from Instagram, YouTube, whatever the fuck else they consume information from.
Talking to their mamas and cousins and sisters and aunties.
Who condone the shit.
Or ministers and pastors.
Who actually just be saying shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Putting the money in the collection plate. Bless you, son.
And I want people to just be mindful. Like, yes, you might not have the resources to go to therapy, but is it healthy? Is this something that you want to do? And some people like that. Like, I know couples that fist fight all the time, and they think that's my person, and that's cool. Don't bring that shit to the internet though. Like, and my thing is, if you cry wolf, cry for help, like, oh, I'm trying to get out of this relationship, and people come help you, you better stay your ass out that relationship. After that, hey, if that nigga get you, that's you, sis.
Yeah, I had a friend that was like that, and they would fist fight, and when it's time for her to go to court, she wouldn't show up. They back together again. Parents would come and help, and at a certain time, everybody washed their hands of her, including me. And that nigga beat her ass for the last time, and thank God she's not in that relationship anymore. But three kids later.
Did you see that show? It's called The Maid. It was on Netflix. It had went viral. Like, it was like trending for a while. And this girl wasn't physically abused, but her husband was like controlling her with the money. Like, you know, she had a kid. He took her car away from her. He took all her resources away from her, and she was just trying to get into a better situation. He was just like, you ain't shit. He would come home and, like, he never put his hands on her, but he would take stuff like this and, like, throw it, like, right next to her head. And, like, you know, just, she was fragile. And so people did say that, you know, it was a form of violence.
Oh, it definitely is.
Domestic abuse or whatever. And her mom was just like, I mean, he ain't do nothing. He put a roof over your head, right?
Sound like a Tyler Perry movie.
But luckily it was two white people, so it was from a different perspective. Because, you know,
finally, damn.
When you do it with black people and Hispanic people, then people are just like, oh,
that's
they
the norm.
Always go through that. White people also go through the same shit too. And or was I going with this? She just had to say, you know what? Eventually, she stopped telling people her business, and she just got up and got out of it. It was hard work, but she eventually did it. And it was just like she had to do it in private, because when, you know, the dad was going, her husband was going to her dad and was like, she's tripping. She kept my daughter away from me. She doing all this stuff. But it was like every time he got the daughter, he would be drunk and be like, bitch, watch your kids. Like, so, you know, the stuff that they didn't see. And of course, she didn't want to put that out there. She was embarrassed. So it's just like, he was making it look like Kanye is making it look, oh, this person's doing this to me, but we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And she eventually got out of it, but it took a lot of work, and it was not an easy road. And I think people need to know, it's you, when you're eventually tired of dealing with a situation, feeling like a certain type of thing, and you want more for yourself, it's okay to want more for yourself. And then,
damn, 3 times, Kim? At this point, it's you, boo.
No, I mean, Kim got her own. We could do a whole episode about Kim. This is about the relationships. Yeah. Being in a sticky situation. At some point, I think people, I'm not even going to get on Kim. Yes, she has her own issues.
For sure.
But we're talking about getting out of your own situation and being mindful of those types of things when people are just like, you ain't going to do better without me. You ain't shit without, you wasn't shit before me. Okay. That's cool. You think I want to stay with you and become more shit, like, based on your shit? Like, I'm good. Yeah. And you got to know it's okay to even not be shit. If somebody says you ain't gonna never make it without me, I would rather never make it without you and die trying than sit up here and be subjected to this bullshit. That's just me personally.
Get rich or die trying.
I mean, drop the label. What? Because we talking about rappers, they be dropping the label, go independent, you know.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Took me a little while, but that was a good one. Yes.
Well, okay, so do you have if you could give any ladies tips about being, and not even leaving or staying into a romantic relationship, but we're talking about relationships, period, whether it's with your parents, with, you know, we always talk about.
Because obviously I ain't got no man, so don't listen to me, ladies.
But we talking about, like, with your parents, with friendships, with jobs, like, at what point do you draw that line, or you give it a time frame? I'm only going to deal with, you talk to me about that. You told me one time, you were like, give this a time frame.
I do. I give everything and everybody a deadline, especially when I've come to the conclusion that this just isn't working. Mm-hmm. I do give somebody a deadline. In my head, I ain't going to tell them, because they ain't going to do nothing but just try to fix the situation up till they get to that deadline. Just to keep it. Yeah. I give people a deadline. You're in control of your own deadline, but it works for me. Because I'm slowly but surely checking out.
I know we about coming up on time. So taking that, and you said, damn, I was trying to tie this back in. Taking that deadline, and then you say, how does somebody work on the situation, right? Mm-hmm. So say you give Taylor Jr. a deadline on when she's allowed to work with you, and she just keep fucking up. And then you hit your deadline, and now she wants to work on it. But you've already been fed up with it. How do you...
So for me, everybody's not a good communicator too. So if I've done my part in communicating and expressing to you how to fix it, I've given you the how to, and you still choose to not do it, then that's when I put my deadline in. After that, I don't care what you do anymore. So I don't know what Kim or Kanye, I don't even know how that works out. I don't know what their communication is like. Who knows? Because some women do get in the silent treatment mode and just be like, and just check out. So I don't know.
You know, my grandmother, I had this great grandmother. Her name was Willa Mae Creer. And I remember one time she had made a deadline in her head for when we were supposed to go to bed, but didn't tell us.
See what I mean?
And I remember her sitting on the end of that bed like this, looking at me and my brother. And she just sat there and I was having a ball. I was like, she ain't gonna say shit, cool. I got my ass tore up after that. I handed it to me. She went and broke the spoon on my ass. And I was just like, well, why you ain't tell me? That's neither here nor there, but that's that silent treatment. I think in her head, she was so used to raising all these kids that understood the visual. I didn't understand it at that time, but I learned. And so, yeah, that was neither here nor there. But, yeah.
Communication and then a deadline. Those two things work for me. And when I'm done, I'm done. Like, I'm done.
I'm the queen of ghosting. I'm actually trying to work on that now, but I'll do it at age 32, not this year. You gotta.
That was my whole tip. Deadlines, ladies. Put your man on a deadline. Put everybody on the damn deadline because you got one for work. Everything in life requires work. Your relationship requires work. Your friendship, your family, all of that. Everything should have a damn deadline on what you will and you won't put up with, or you just gonna keep getting used for free.
I think I would say define what a healthy love life looks like for you. And if you can tolerate a man, if that turns you on with him talking about you publicly and stuff, fight for your relationship. But if you do not like that and it makes you feel small, dehumanized, like a child, leave. You are not obligated to stay in any situation based off of a marriage, based off money, based off kid. Like, you are not obligated by any means to be subjected to that stuff. So define your life for yourself.
Well, and on that note, bye.